more song, one 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 more song.
How have you found the process of releasing music? Because we've had a chat before off air. It's one of the hardest things in the world to get your music in front of people and get them into it. How have you found the transition from getting something you're really proud of to releasing it, and the post-release? How have you found that?
Draining. Absolutely draining. But at the same time, I'm like, I absolutely love it. So obviously everyone in music has got their opinions, and I think if you're gonna go and do this and go and release your own music, you've got to be open to having people throw opinions at you. I've had people say you're not good enough, and I've had to like take that and just like be like, okay, like you've got to choose which opinions you're gonna take on as like constructive criticism, and which ones you're just gonna go, no, I'm not listening to that because it doesn't benefit me and it's not.
So is this social media, or is this like radio play? What is it from all aspects? If that makes sense. If you're, I'm guessing you put, because I've not really been in that world yet. Do you put your songs forward to say radios and websites and that kind of thing, and you get pushback from that sometimes as well?
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning when I was releasing my tracks, I were emailing loads of record labels and everything, and I was finding that they never get back to you, which is fine because they've probably got loads of people messaging them. And I've sort of decided now that I kind of want to do it a bit more independently. So I've got quite a bit of a following on TikTok now, and they're all like really quite supportive of me and what I do, because I've been going on TikTok live. So them guys, you know, they're like really supportive of my music, and I've built like this little community.
For your song, was it Stronger?
Yeah.
That you had like a full event for it at the Talbot. So, and I've not really seen much like that before. So can you talk us through like how that went about? Obviously you've got the agency to work with and your mum to work with. It looked like quite a good event you were there as well, weren't you?
Yeah, supporting that.
So how did that go down then? So it was for the release of your, it's not your first single, is it? What, your second officially, sort of like on Spotify and that kind of thing?
No, but I felt like I was sort of starting a new journey with my music, because I'd started working with Nick, because I'd worked with a couple of producers before that. So obviously, I don't know, I think like when you release music, you get a bit down about it, because when you release it, it's like, oh, you know, like you've put all this work into marketing this song, and you've been all over socials, and then it comes to release day and you've had like 10 streams, and it's like, ah. And then I was like, well, I'm going to start making a really big thing of this, and I'm just going to really go for it. And if no one's listening, well, there is people listening, but, you know, I'm not obviously getting like tens of thousands of streams. Yeah. Like, that's all right. I think with music, it's a work in progress. But I think you've just got to keep going. So, yeah, I mean, I wanted to do like a big release party. I just started having my own merch and stuff, so I had like a little merch store. Obviously I Defined by performing for me as well as my warm-up acts, which was fantastic.
What was the expectation like versus the actual reality? Because obviously you were quite new to that whole release sort of process.
Yeah.
Were you expecting to release the song and it thing, or were you surprised when it didn't maybe get as many listens as you wanted it to? What was your expectation versus the reality of what happened, or what happens generally? It's not just you, is it? It's the oversaturated market of original music, you know.
Well, I'm always like, oh, this is going to be a big one. Yeah. Release day, there's going to be streams flowing in. Do you know what I mean? And it's just never like that. No. And I think on that day of the release party, I was thinking, there's going to be no one here. I'm absolutely dreading it. And it's like a really daunting feeling, because you don't want to feel like, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? You want to feel like it's you know, you want to feel like people are listening. You want people to listen to your music, but getting people to listen to your music is really hard.
Yeah.
And there's there is handbooks and guidebooks saying this is how to do the music industry, but I think everyone's experience of the music industry is very different.
Yeah.
So, you know, and I think a lot of it's ego driven. So you get people that are like, you know, that have been doing it years and they're like, this is what you need to do and this, but I think everyone's journey to that spot's different.
Yeah.
And go on.
I completely agree with you, because when I first started recording and writing my own music, again after a long time, and went into the actual releasing process, I recorded with a mate in Warrington who had 40,000 plays on his original song with his old band.
Good.
Now he'd actually started to make a few quid off that, not a great deal, probably about 30 or 40 quid, but compared to what I've ever made off original music, that seems brilliant, to be honest.
Get some fuel with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can get half a tank of fuel. Cheers, mate. But I saw a flood of bands coming out of Warrington who were getting like 2,000 plays in the first day and all this sort of thing. I'm thinking, oh, this is what it's going to be like for me. First day, 50 plays, and like you know for a fact the bank hasn't even opened for you.
I think that's one of the hard things about social media as well, because, you know, I see people posting all the time. They're like, oh, thank you so much, I got 10,000 streams, it's amazing, it's an independent release. And I'm like, why is that not happening for me?
Yeah. That's the question I was asking. What are they doing?
What are you doing that I'm not doing? And then it's like, I feel like we're constantly in this cycle of comparing ourselves to other people. And that's what I do. I'm constantly looking, because of social media, I'm looking at what this person's doing. Why am I not in that place that they're singing? Why am I not selling these tickets? Why have I not got the same streams that they have? I'm only doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
What's so different about them that, you know, they don't want me?
Yeah.
More show, more show, more show.